Podcasting.
Cum bending, I think, is maybe what you were waiting to say, and I stole it from you.
Oh, dang. Now I can't say it. I'm not allowed to say it
now. Because if you say cum bending through, oh shit.
Oh, god damn it.
I don't know who's coming, but I'm afraid.
All you have to know is that they are coming. They are coming.
I need it home tea.
Why don't you enjoy a cup of calming tea? Sharing tea with a fascinating stranger is one of life's true delights. Please sit. More tea, please. Here is your tea.
Would fart bending be a form of airbending?
It is, according to Legend of Korra.
What? Oh, remember? Yeah, Boomy does it. Little Boomy?
Little Boomy.
Yeah.
Baby
Little Boomy. Wait,
That's
no.
True.
You mean it's Milo, right? It's Milo that does it.
Milo.
Oh, yeah.
Because Boomy is one of Aang's, like, fully adult children.
That's
adult
true.
Adult.
It's been so long.
Adult child's Boomy and child's Milo.
God, I can't wait to get to Korra stuff. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Podcasting. You got to get back. Everyone's talking about Avatar right now. Everyone's like, this thing, it's Avatar The Last Airbender. You want to talk about it? Hey, there's already several episodes of this little here podcast called Miss My Pod Cabbages. That's the name of the show. And then you're talking with the motor mouth and you're going like, whoa, there's already all these episodes. They could already talk about all of season 1. I could have already watched all of season 1. I binged that motherfucker. I watched all of season 1 all at once. And now I can just listen to all 20 episodes of this podcast? What?
Exactly. Yeah, I feel like we have a listenable amount at least right now.
Yeah. You got a good backlog for people to work through.
Yeah.
For sure.
They only update once a month at the most.
So relaxed. Okay, podcast. Noah, do you want to drive this car to the starting line?
Yeah, I'll drive it. Okay.
Oh,
hello,
we're
everyone.
Drinks now?
Yeah.
Oh. Yes.
Hello, everyone. It's the 30th episode of my pod Cabbages, and it's been 10. It's been 10 episodes since 20.
Yes.
I guess. I think probably. So you know what that means. It's time for Tea with a Fascinating Stranger. We won't be talking about an episode today, and today we have invited a fascinating stranger to the tea room for a little thematic interview since, as we all know, sharing tea with a fascinating stranger is one of life's true delights. I got it.
Did you first of all, you said thematic, and that does have my name in it, which I think is pretty cool.
Oh, thematic.
Wow. There's so many layers.
This is nowhere near your 30th episode.
Nowhere near. It's close.
And you would know because you are Matt Noise Space Overlord himself.
I have actively renumbered your episodes so that your Tea with a Fascinating Stranger does not appear on your 10th episode, but is in fact a bonus episode counted outside the numbering system.
All right, thank you.
You are officially the nemesis of pod cabbages now.
Yeah.
You're the final boss.
I fucked up all your metadata.
No, we're still going to
keep... harshing my groove.
That's valid. We're going to keep just saying this anyway, just as a, it's good.
A goof? A gag?
Yeah, exactly.
A bit?
A running bit.
Mm-hmm. A goof and gag bit.
So I'm Summer.
I'm Noah.
And
my name is Matt.
Matt is
Matt. Matt, what is your relationship with Avatar?
I first watched Avatar The Last Airbender, not the James Cameron film, on Netflix in like 2011, I want to say. It was when I was living in a student house, but it wasn't the second of my student houses. Because I lived in 2 different student houses. So the latest it could have possibly been is April of 2012. I don't know when it was. I just know it was before that.
Mm-hmm. Hey, I have a stupid question. What's a student house? Is that like what? Like you have 30 roommates?
It's like it's housing that's specifically designated for students. Your roommates are usually all students.
It's like
and
dorms.
In the case of my university, the landlord is usually just like a parent of one of the students.
Oh, interesting.
Interesting.
In some cities, there are like landlord companies that own like a bajillion houses, and they're terrible, and everything costs more. But my particular university just happens to be mostly just like parents will buy a house on the cheap and then rent it to their kids' friends for a couple of years and then sell it.
Wow.
All right.
That
It
was
worked
a
out
thing.
nicely because my rent was very cheap.
Okay.
That rules. So did you like binge it all at once just when you were bored or?
I watched the entirety of Avatar: The Last Airbender in about 4 days.
Good.
Damn.
That's incredible.
That's really good.
God, if we could do that, we would be a much better podcast.
I was at the time. If it was at the later end of the spectrum, it was when I was currently failing out of school. And if it was slightly earlier, it was just when I was failing school regular type.
Okay. Regular
Okay.
type. Gotcha.
So no matter
Yeah.
when I watched it, I was very, very wanting to do anything but think about school.
So that must have been a really weird kind of time for you then. Like sort of a strange, bittersweet memory.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good though.
Cool.
And it was good just because of Avatar.
Yeah.
to be clear, I enjoyed
The light.
watching the show in this moment. Me and one of my roommates watched, like she was there for watching it with most of it with me. I think I'd caught a little bit of it when she was doing her watch like a couple weeks before. And so like I had like a little bit of it like under the belt already when I did my watch through.
Okay.
And
That's good.
this was that long ago. And Avatar I've never actually left Canadian Netflix.
Oh,
There was like
what?
this big deal when it was coming back to American Netflix. It never left Canadian Netflix. It has been there the whole time.
Wow.
It used to be on our Netflix and then it just disappeared for God knows
Yeah.
what reason.
I think it was gone for like 4 years at least. Like,
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
Yeah. I feel like it was just like artificial scarcity or something.
I mean, that's how all these streaming services run.
Yeah.
I bet there's even points where like they have the licensing deal and they're just not putting them up because they want to drum up the interest for it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That makes sense.
Because their content libraries are so big.
And it would make sense for them to want to like re-release it definitely before they
Yeah.
release the live action one too.
Whatever the fuck's happening with that?
Yeah.
They're waiting for us to finish to catch up.
You can't have all of the good shows and movies at once. Otherwise, people will watch all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Then,
God forbid,
then
right?
what?
Makes too
yeah,
much sense.
You can't do that.
I'm just glad that I'm glad that there's like proper HD versions of like the earlier episodes now, because like back when I was watching it, they hadn't done like a remaster or anything of it. There wasn't like the HD versions released
yeah.
on Amazon or anything, and I think that's part of why it was down, is that they had to renegotiate the rights in the States, like when the HD transfers happened, because it wasn't even just HD transfers from original tapes. Like they had to frame by frame remaster the whole thing.
Oh my God.
Like I imagine that involves a lot of redrawing the lines and stuff too.
I can't
Yeah.
imagine.
Which is,
I mean, it'd
it's
be-
kind of
it'd be
funny because
fun.
someone did that as a hobby.
Yeah,
like,
I was gonna
2
say it sounds like
years-
fun just to do on the side.
Yeah.
But
someone did
Yeah.
it for themselves like 2 years before they announced that they were going to be putting out
Damn.
HD masters of them. And I think it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, well, I did it, so I did it. It's out there, and you gained some like skill for it. Because like obviously, someone doing that for a hobby wasn't expecting to get paid from it in the first place. So
Yeah.
that's true.
it's just it's a marketable skill for them to have.
I can't even imagine how much practice that would give you. That's
Right?
like
Well, I mean, like,
such a
the-
good idea.
I assume it's just like the regular 24 frames per second, and they're like 24-minute episodes, and there's 61 of them.
Right.
Yeah.
Although I think
That's
most of
that's
the work
simple.
was for the first season. The other ones were a lot easier from what I gathered. Like there's a lot of artifacting on the first season. I don't know if they just had like bad master tapes or something.
Huh.
It's one of those things I read at some point and have long since forgotten.
That's
Yeah.
really interesting. I wonder if they have anything about that in that that art book that Sarah sent us.
Yeah.
We need to dig back into that at some point.
Yeah, I don't know what that would cover as far as like the actual like. Because that's going to be
Animation
mostly concept
stuff.
art, right?
Yeah. They do go into a little bit of the animation, but yeah, most of it's like concept stuff.
Yeah, well, because their animation was like rigorously boarded stuff, done with a lot of motion capture too, right? Because
Yes.
that's what they had. What's the Sifu's name? I'm trying to remember the guy's name. They literally
Brian?
refer to as Sifu as like their the martial arts director.
Oh,
for
gosh.
their motion capture.
I did not know about that. What?
Yeah, they have a guy, and they refer to him as Sifu, and that's why they use the word in the show.
I've seen Brian, like GIFs and things of Brian doing like animation references, but that's really interesting.
It's Sifu Kisu.
Sifu Kisu.
He is the fighting instructor and consultant for the Avatar franchise.
Damn.
Now, I'm going to send you a picture of him because he looks cool.
Please do.
Yeah. I
That's
think
Sifu Kisu right there. Look at this motherfucker.
Holy shit.
Oh,
This guy
This
fucking
guy
rules.
looks legit. Holy
damn.
shit, yeah.
I don't even know what kind of weapon that is, and I'm kind of scared.
Yeah, like the respect that I have for him already, just looking at this photo, is insurmountable.
I guess they didn't have him for most of Korra. I don't know if they just like had their bases down and didn't need to call him in anymore, but
Right. Yeah, I guess they probably just did like a lot of reference back to old stuff that they did. But Korra is like, they have so much like really, really intensive kind of.
oh yeah, he was there for seasons 1 and 2 of Korra for like
Okay.
almost all of them.
I'm just thinking about like the Kuvira animations were always like, they blew my fucking mind. They're, like the bending that she
no
does
season
is
4 credits
incredible.
for them, so I don't know what they
Weird.
do with Kuvira.
I can't wait to look that up.
How do you know so much more about this show than we do?
I think we just have like Swiss cheese brain.
We do have Swiss cheese brain.
Yeah, I think that's our problem.
It's mostly because I was extremely depressed when I was watching it. And, like I burned through the entire show in like more or less like 2 or 3 sittings, and then I was so starved for content that I also immediately watched the live action film.
Oh, I'm so
Okay.
sorry.
If you haven't done that, don't.
I
Yeah,
still haven't
not
done
recommended.
it fully still.
Oh, what?
Yeah, we talked about this last episode, how I only got the
We also just talked
background
about how I have Swiss cheese brain. So
Yeah,
check. That's true.
yeah. And then like I was reading the comics as they were coming out, because like basically right after I finished watching the show is when they started putting out the comics, and it was also like it was shortly after they first announced Korra, I think.
okay, I didn't ever get into the comics,
Yeah,
which
we
is
haven't
like
tapped
so
the
much
comics
of
at
the so much of the content that I've seen in the comments or not in the comments. Don't look there, but in the comics they have so much like good like political shit and like
Oh yeah.
I love it.
The
we
one
really
problem
gotta
with
get
the
into that.
comics, which I will always say, is the dialogue. The dialogue is just not good. It
okay.
needed a lot of like second or third passes. I think they still did a really good job boarding it. The action in it is all really clear. The art is amazing. Like it's Gurihiro doing the art. I don't know if you know Gurihiro.
No, I don't.
They're a team that do just fantastic art. And it was basically just like completely on model show art is what it looked like.
Damn. That's so cool.
Like beautifully painted backgrounds, and basically like the content of the comics as it was intended was what they were originally like. A lot of it is what they wanted to put in season 4 if they got a season 4 of the show, because they did want to make a season 4 of the show. It
was supposed to be
reconfirmed
like
this recently.
Azula and Zuko kind of stuff.
Yeah. So that's one of the comics is the Azula and Zuko stuff. There's some stuff with
Fucking robbed.
There's some stuff with Toph's parents, which is another like angle that they never really went back on.
I don't think I would have the emotional energy for something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's also just some like some stuff around like the Fire Nation colony that would eventually become Republic City.
Okay.
So there was a
Interesting.
little bit of stuff
Wow.
around there. So I think it was the city that May's dad was the mayor of.
Oh yeah, I
Okay.
forget that May's dad, like the fucking mayor of the new Omashu.
Yeah, and then it
sort
was
of
I think is it
occupation.
Zaofu?
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what the name of the city is, but I can't remember it.
Oh.
But yeah, that's where he went
Yeah.
after Amashu basically.
Damn.
Damn. Okay.
So I see what I really hope is that for some reason the making the live action show falls through in some way that they just make season 4 instead.
Oh, that would
Yeah,
rule actually.
Just do that.
They have my vote for that.
I literally don't give a shit about a live action version of Avatar. I want them to make
Yeah.
more animation.
I don't know. I honestly, like, obviously I've been thinking about how the fuck they would pull it off, and I don't really think there is a good way to do it. I mean, it's great. It would be great for, like, talking about purposes,
Yeah.
but actually enjoying the content, I think it would be highly disappointing, but we'll probably get it anyway, so we better just buckle up and,
Yeah. I'm wondering if they would actually deviate from the story more, just kind of
I
like
mean,
I'm
it's
sure that they
the
will.
creators writing it.
yeah, like if they do it kind of like
If they're doing it Brotherhood,
like Brotherhood
Or just like the way they did the Magicians.
yeah, and the Magicians, Death Note, Game of Thrones, Final Fantasy
Yeah,
VII
so
remake.
it seems
just
like,
kinda like
surely like that always happens. So it just
yeah.
seems.
I mean, I
slightly
wouldn't
inevitable.
be opposed to little changes here and there at all.
Yeah, I think especially because
'Cause,
there are
like-
some things that could use some changing.
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
or things
Yeah.
or even if they just like, oh, Yue's just gonna stay here. She's not gonna be the moon.
No.
Just like wild shit like that.
That's smooth, buddy.
That's smooth, buddy.
Hey, Matt.
Yeah.
When I asked you to be on the podcast forever ago, I asked you to pick a theme. Do you remember what it was?
It was Pokemon related, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That sounds
What
about
else?
like what I would say.
What else? Yeah. What else could it be? So, we have a nice Pokemon episode ready for you.
Oh, hell
I
yeah.
hope you're excited. I'm trying to remember how the show works. Okay, so we have a couple questions for you, sort of like interview questions.
But first of all,
What?
Matt, what kind of bender would you be?
Oh yeah.
Would you be a bender?
Well, see, the thing about almost every bender is that it seems to come with some manner of combat aptitude,
Right.
which I don't have. So I feel like if I was a bender, it would be purely genetically, and I would be very bad at it.
Yeah.
That would be very funny.
I can like pour myself a glass of water, and that's about it.
You can just like stir your coffee.
Yeah, just like lightly stir my coffee. I can
I
I can
love
move
that.
some sand around the floor.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
good. So you think like waterbender maybe?
I feel like it's got to be Earthbender.
Earthbender?
I think
Okay.
it's got to
Yeah.
be Earthbender.
That feels right.
Yeah, that does feel right.
Yeah.
For people who just love dirt.
I feel like most of the quizzes tell me I'd be an Airbender, but I just know I don't have the discipline.
Yeah.
Now I'm thinking about have all of our guests said Earthbender? I feel like that might be
Oh,
the
no.
case.
I feel bad for not remembering.
No, I have them right here. Well, no, I don't. I didn't take notes, but I'm pretty sure
Steph, do you remember what kind of bender you are?
Water.
Steph's a
water.
waterbender.
Okay. I think Alex said Earth then.
I feel like you're an earthbender. I don't know why.
Well, that's what I just said.
That just seems right.
See, Steph agrees that I'm an Earthbender. I think she
Yeah.
knows better than me.
I can really imagine you with those earthbender poses.
True. I feel it's that stance, that infamous stance that we've seen that you have.
Like that
It's
one picture where I'm
solid.
like hovering over Sam.
Yeah.
Yeah, that picture.
Yeah, that is an Earthbender stance right there.
Extreme Earthbender energy.
We're gonna have to find that picture for the socials.
Absolutely.
You
Yes.
need to describe that stance.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So we have a couple of questions for you, and then we have our pro bending round, and then stuff like that. So we'll go ahead and get started. My first question is, let me find it. Oh yeah, I was curious about your take on like sort of piggybacking off what we just talked about. If you thought of how the nations, if they were to get divided into sort of like, how would you say this? Like if they get their own elements for, let me start this over.
Okay.
If each of the nations had like a list of Pokemon types that they could only use, what do you think would get categorized with each nation?
All right. I've thought about this one before, and some of them are real easy. So obviously the Fire Nation gets fire.
Right.
It extends
Really?
that they probably also get electric, given that they are the main people dealing with lightning bending, and dragon, because dragons are the original firebenders.
That's very
Okay,
true.
that's a good point.
It doesn't really make any sense to give them any other ones.
Maybe like dark? Maybe?
Maybe dark. But see, I feel like what it comes down to is that there are some that work better, that work for each of the nations, and then there are some that just kind of are extra.
Right, yeah. That's
In my
true.
brain, I always just categorized I had a non-bender category and a spirits category, and that's where I throw all the extra
Ooh.
ones.
Okay, yeah.
I love that you've thought about this before. It genuinely warms my heart.
I mean, what works out really nicely with that is that if you add 2 more categories, then it's 3 each,
Okay.
and then you just have to
Okay.
try to make it work.
Right. So you have non-benders and what did you have a
I
different
went with
category?
spirits.
Spirits.
as the other
okay.
one.
Yeah, I like that. So
Okay, so Earth Kingdom, also obvious. Ground and Rock, which should be one type.
of course.
They do get both of those. And Steel just seems like an obvious one.
Absolutely, yeah.
Although, if you really start to think about it too hard, you'll realize that like a proper steel doesn't really have the impurities in it that are required for metal bending. But we're not getting into the material science portion of this.
I'm actually curious, how can perfect steel have no elements, like no minerals?
Well, it depends on. I think it depends on what's considered earth.
Right.
Because, like, if it's anything that's found in the earth, then there should be no problem bending any metal as an earthbender.
Okay, that's true.
Because basically what it comes down to is, like a lightly smelted copper that's not made with, like, any particularly good equipment is going to have impurities in it. And it's assumed that those impurities are what Toph is, like, fixating on when she breaks out of the cage for the first time.
Okay, yeah.
I'm sure Matt Berger is listening right now and screaming because I am getting material science so badly. So I'm expecting an angry text from him.
Okay.
I can't
that I'm
wait
getting
to hear
everything wrong about the metals.
The drama, the fallout.
Yeah. My brain kind of broke for a little bit, and I thought you were talking about, like, just stealing, like, as in stealing shit.
There's nothing impure about
thief is
stealing.
a
Like
dark
the
type
verb.
move. We'll get there.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, like earth also easy.
Yeah. Air seems a little more difficult
Air is
to
tougher
get 3. Yeah.
because air, like, obviously will get flying.
There's no
But from
wind type
there,
in Pokemon, right?
No, it's
There
just
is no
flying.
wind type except in certain fan games.
Okay.
There was a bird type that was left unused in the Generation 1 and 2 code
Oh.
that was never used, and then presumably the second type would have been something like wind. But then
Right.
they just merged them together and made flying type 1 type.
But they couldn't do that with ground and rock. So
They couldn't. Let's say they were just like, I guess birds don't like it when it's cold, so they go south in the winter. And then they just decided, no, everything that flies hates the cold. Like that's what they went with.
Yeah.
Um,
Snowy owls are in constant pain.
Since astral projection is like a form
Yeah.
of airbending, you could almost say ghost would be
Yeah.
maybe
I was
an
thinking
air.
either ghost or psychic for that, because
true.
both
Yeah.
of those involve like a kind of like psychic
mental
energy connection.
projection. Yeah.
It kind of just
That's
depends
a-
on how those elements are defined within your universe, because Pokemon takes a different stance on how psychic and ghost are defined relative to each other than other monster franchises or other game franchises might do.
That's very
Yeah.
true.
Ghosts aren't weak to psychic in that, but in Mob Psycho 100, the ghosts are very weak to the psychics.
That is very true.
Really makes you
Yeah.
friggin' think.
It does make
Makes
you
you think.
It makes you tap your noggin a little.
I'm just gonna open up a list of Pokemon types just so I'm not like,
Like,
That's
forget-
so I
perfectly
have it
Yeah.
handy.
Oh, you don't have them memorized? You know?
I mean, like it would take, you could
I
probably
do, but like it's a point where I'm like, excluding things from the list.
Exactly.
I have to work down. I have to work down with it. So I mean, I feel like let's leave Air Nation with those two right now and move on.
for sure.
Obvious for water are ice and water.
Ice and wet.
Ice and wet. They should be the same type. You could extend that grass works with it just because of, I guess, the fact that
It
grass
contains
is
the
a lot
water.
of, like, plants are mostly water. There's
The
those swamp
wetness of it,
benders.
yeah.
There should be a human type for Pokemon, I think.
Yeah? Human?
And then you could throw that into like
Yeah.
I mean, I feel
water
like that's
category.
what normal is.
It's true. Maybe normal would be like water.
Wait, isn't Eevee normal?
There are also a lot of Pokemon that are just some guy.
Exactly, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Yeah.
There's no blood type in Pokemon.
No.
Thank God.
Okay. I mean, if you could say that humans are Pokemon that are blood type.
I don't know. I don't really like that.
Now I'm just looking at the list and like, where the fuck does Bug go?
Bug.
Where in the
Bugs.
world can Bug
That-
possibly go?
I feel like that would have to go to non-benders because
Yeah.
they're like living in the trees, eating bugs.
Or like the spiritual types.
It's
What?
just like
You know?
it just Bug seems so separate from everything.
Bugs.
I feel like non-bender is the only place it would ever fit.
Because like non-benders, the main thing I'm thinking is like fighting.
Yeah.
True. Except you could, I mean, like technically all,
All
of
of them
the
fight.
benders are even more so they're like doing martial
Yeah.
arts.
Fighting's just kind of everywhere, I guess.
That's a tough one
And then
too.
like poison, maybe?
Poison.
Poison.
For water?
Poison could work for water, honestly. But like I already gave 3 to water.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
You see where my conundrum comes up.
Poison. Also, just I think of like Jet, who had like the poison knife. I'm just thinking
It's
of
a
Jet.
big non-bender energy. Non-benders, normal.
I guess poison is definitely like extremely non-bender, just because it's a very
It's something that's only really used by non-benders because benders can bend.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The reason I had the spirits as the extra category is because it's like fairy, ghost, dark.
Oh yeah.
Throw them all together.
That's true. Okay, yeah. So psychic would be good for astral projection, and then ghost would be obviously spirit based. Like what else would it be?
Literally spirits.
Yeah.
Dark, there are dark spirits. Fairy.
True.
Fairies are just fucking spirits.
Wow,
Yeah.
you've definitely got this all sorted out, tumbled
Yeah.
away.
Like, there's areas where it's like you can almost think it's like, okay, this one might work for this category and this category, but like when we have the point where we have 6 things and 18 categories, you kind of just have to make some choices.
True. True. Where did we land with fighting? Is that another non-bender one?
I think I was
was-
just gonna wait. Hold
it's
on.
kind of like everyone gets fighting.
Everyone gets fighting?
Everyone's fighting.
I do think that would leave flying us. It would leave air without one if we stuck there because I think I had 4 with non-bender at that point
That's true. So
because they had bug. You want to just give airbenders bugs?
You'll give them
They can
bugs.
have bugs
They
if
fly.
they swim.
Bugs. I don't know. I mean, bugs.
Some of them too.
Sometimes.
Most of the bugs that fly are bug flying type, but not all of them.
Interesting.
bugs live on mountains.
Thanks.
Sometimes.
Thanks, Noah.
This has been bug facts.
Bugs facts.
We could just let them have bugs.
They can have bugs.
They could just
They earned it.
Communing with nature. Fuck it.
yeah, release the bugs.
They have control
Release
of the bugs.
I
Aang
control
said
the bugs.
bees.
I feel like I'm in like a stream of consciousness.
Just think the phrase Aang said bees.
Said bees.
You just need to say Aang says bees enough times that the words don't like register as separate words anymore. It's just you're saying the sounds.
Aang says bees.
Aang says bees. Aang says bees. Aang says bees. Aang says bees. Aang says bees.
It
Aang
sounds
says
like
bees,
the
Aang
name
says
of
bees,
like
Aang
a-
says bees. Aang says bees.
Like a bully in like a 90s sitcom. Sitcom? What are the ones like what's a sitcom that's like school based? What is that called?
Seems like maybe like Saturday morning cartoon energy.
Yeah. Aang says bees.
Aang says bees. That was my friend Aang
Don't
says
fuck with
bees.
Aang says bees.
It's Aang
You'll
says
get your
bees.
lunch. You'll get your lunch money.
Walking here. Aang says bees.
Me, Aang says bees. You got a problem with that?
Bees here. It's me. I'm bees.
It's me, I'm bees. I've got bees and I says bees.
And you know what? Aang says bees.
he does is the thing. I'm pretty sure he says bees.
He does say it.
Okay, I have another question. So since you said you're Earthbender, what would your team be based on the elements? The
Right,
the
based on
types?
these elements. I fucked up by locking myself away from poison types.
You sure did.
Sorry, Trubbish, you can't be mine. I'm gonna go full no brain, and I'm literally just googling steel type Pokemon, ground type Pokemon, rock type Pokemon. I'm gonna
That's
look
how-
at some big old lists so I don't have to fucking think about
Yeah.
That's how I always do it. That's perfectly valid.
it. Let's see if we're going. Let's go with those steels. Oh, a lowland Sandslash.
A lowland Sandslash.
Hell yeah.
He's a steel.
Is that? I gotta Google a lowland Sandslash.
Noah's new to Pokemon.
Sorry.
Still
I'm
learning.
I'm the audience surrogate who's like, I just care about Avatar: The Last Airbender. I have a
What's a Pokemon?
I like this. I do like this Alolan Sandslash.
He's good.
How would you
right?
rate? How would you rate a Lowland Sandslash out of 9?
9 out of 9.
I'm gonna grab me a Magnezone. We're gonna
Oh, yeah.
just do a quick slide over to some ground types now. Quagsire.
Of course, Quagsire.
I have to have Quagsire.
Classic.
I'm gonna grab Stunfisk.
Oh hell yeah.
Oh, you're gonna love this one.
Stunfisk looks
Noah's furiously googling.
extremely made up.
The designer of Stunfisk said he wanted to try to make the flattest Pokemon possible. How did he do?
This looks like that. It looks like that they were short on one Pokemon and they had like 10 minutes to like get one in.
It's baby, and I
It's
will not,
perfect.
I will not
I
have
love
you
it.
attacking my baby.
I love its little face.
It's
Okay.
baby.
And then from rock types, I'm grabbing Crustal.
Crystal. Is that one of the newer generations?
Gen
I
5.
don't. Okay, I don't recognize that name actually.
Look at him.
Oh, I do.
Oh yeah, of course.
There's a crab with a earth crust.
Oh, I always called it Crustal.
Crustal.
Stunfisk was designed by a woman. You are right about that. You are correct.
Well, that's good. Stunfisk is even better now, actually.
Good.
And I'm going to grab as my final pick Cradley.
Cradley.
Aww.
It's a fossil.
We love him.
Oh yeah, I
Wow.
do have Cradley in my league right now, and all my team members are named after characters from Cats. So my Cradley is named Bomballerina
Love
That's
that.
good.
because she's sexy.
Perfect. Which dinosaur is this based on?
It's based off of a sea lily. It's an old fossil
Oh.
that's found in the ocean.
Oh,
It
wow.
looks like that little doll that Lilo has in Lilo and Stitch.
True.
It does kind of look like that, doesn't it? We love it.
true.
So that's
Yeah.
my team. I already forget what all the other ones I said were that I didn't paste in the chat.
That's fine.
So
You got a Quagsire, you got a Magnezone, you
I
got
had a Stunfisk, and I had an Alolan Sandslash. Okay, so I do
Perfect.
remember them. That's my squad.
That's a real top tier
Yeah.
squad.
I was not checking for any like coherence and weaknesses and resistances, so I can't wait to see what kind of
Yeah.
horrible overall weaknesses I have. I'm sure they are glaring.
Sometimes it's good enough to just have fun.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just want to have fun.
Yeah.
Just want to hang out with your buds, and that's enough.
My bud just happens to be a crab.
I wanted to get your opinion on at least like Aang and Gang, but like if you have other strong opinions, I would love to know. Even just maybe pick 3 Pokemon for the 3 main characters.
Okay. Aang would have to have at least one outside of his element because he needs an Apom. Because Apom is Momo.
True.
Apom is the Momo equivalent.
Aww.
He's just gonna
love
have
that.
to have a normal type. It's fine.
Apom Pokemon Google image search. Oh, hell yeah.
It's like
That
that
purple
little guy.
monkey with the little purple monkey. Good little smile.
Hand
Got a
tail.
hand.
Extra hand?
Extra hand in the tail.
Who doesn't need an extra hand on their tail?
We all need an extra hand on our tail.
Yeah.
I do love imagining Aang with Apom.
They're best buds.
Yeah.
Is there a flying bison Pokemon?
See, I don't know what the best equivalent for Appa would be. I feel like there's nothing that really quite fits what his whole deal is.
I would hate to imagine him with like a Taurus. Taurus?
Tauros?
Taurus? Tauros.
For a second, I was like, is that a zodiac sign or did I get off? Like,
And there's Bouffalont.
oh, there is a buffalo.
He could get
Yeah.
Bouffalont. That's
Yeah.
pretty good. I mean, that's
But
another
Appa's
normal
a-
type then.
Appa's a bison. It's a completely different animal.
That's true. It is different.
So
I'm pretty sure it's different.
God, there was like a really good fan art that someone drew that I know that was Zatu, but like with Airbender tattoo on head. And I wish I could find it right now, but I can't. So
Holy
maybe I'll try to
shit.
find it later. But Aang Zatu. That's
That
like the
slaps.
perfect Airbender Pokemon.
So I guess Sokka would end up with the non-bender ones. I always forget that he doesn't bend. It seems wild.
Yeah.
That said, he does need to have a Marowak because Bonemerang.
Exactly. Gotta
It's
have
like
that boomerang.
That's like his whole thing. He's got a boomerang. That's it. That's all. He's got a boomerang. What about it?
That's his thing. It's his boomer thing.
They'll forget about it. He's got to have a Bonemerang.
Bonemerang.
You're absolutely right.
And then let's see. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. See at some other non-bending types. We can give him We can give him some nice fighting types. There's whole bunches of them that he could have.
True.
Let's give him a Hitmontop. Why not?
Yeah.
I'm loving this energy. Just giving Pokemon away.
You could have a Hitmontop. Why not? What's the
Yeah.
problem?
Are you slowly turning into Steve? What's going on?
I think I'm Steve voice now. I think that's how I exist. I think if I think too hard, it's gonna make bad radio. Let's keep moving.
Right.
Okay.
So I think Katara would have let's see.
I think she's gotta have a Walrein.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because like it's got to be one of those water ice types, and that one just happens to have a particularly good like Southern Water Tribe color scheme to it. And it's got big old tusks.
She should have a Chansey too, I feel like. Just for,
the
the
healing.
healing. Yeah, for the healing.
It's like a
Oh,
Chansey
yeah.
or an Audino. Audino is like the healer that they had for Gen 5 when they had, all original Pokemon. It just
Audino
happens to be
is
real cool.
one of my favorite Pokemon, so we could give her an Audino.
She's a little baby.
She's just perfect.
She's a perfect baby.
You can't improve
Yeah.
what's already perfect. And then let's see. Oh yeah, actually, speaking of bison Pokemon, I was kind of interested to think about. I wanted to explore the idea if Appa and Momo were in fact Pokemon. Do you think they would have evolution lines? And if so, like where are they?
I think that Momo would be a single stage.
Mm-hmm.
It just kind of screams that kind of gimmicky Pokemon to me.
True.
Yeah.
And it would probably be like normal flying.
Yeah.
Like Momo can like flap around, but he mostly just glides.
Well, so you could say the same about the other gliding squirrel Pokemon.
That's true, and he very much does fly.
Yeah.
And then Appa, I feel like I would just like, I mean, Pokemon breaks this tradition all the time anyway, so just make it a pure flying type. He's just a pure flying elemental.
Yes,
That
absolutely.
motherfucker just flies. That's it. That's all he does.
Yeah.
I love that. So powerful.
And he would probably be the end of a 3-line stage.
Okay.
So there'd be
Okay.
some little guys, and then
I
like
would
some
love
medium
to see
guys.
like the first stage Appa. I'm sure it's so
Big
cute.
eye, big mouth.
Oh,
Here's-
I want to draw it now.
Here's how I'm imagining it is like first evolution Appa, you got 2 feet. Second, you got 4 feet. Third, you have 6 feet.
Okay, yeah.
How does the one with 2 feet just have 2 back feet, and he just like scoots his front half along the ground?
It's just kind of like 2 feet, like Wooper. It's got those just 2 feet going around.
So he stands upright. He's not in a quadruped
stands upright. It's kind of like imagine like a centaur without arms and
like
just the front.
Like a white Quagsire without arms. So like a whooper.
So like a woofer, yeah.
So like a whooper.
Yeah, like kind of like a Wooper, but furry.
It would just be a head with feet. It would be like Kirby.
Yeah, like kind of like Kirby. Yeah. Aw,
Shaped like a friend.
I'm just imagining if Appa was shaped like a friend.
Y'all, if anyone listening wants to do some artwork of that, of
Yeah.
the Appa line, God, I would pay money for that. That's good shit.
Just a little Kirby.
Yeah, just a little
Yeah.
Kirby. Fluffy though, which is even better. Because I would imagine Kirby's kind of skin textured, which I don't like to think about realistically. But put some fur on that shit.
I always feel like he's just like Mochi.
Mushy?
Like Mochi.
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 Oh, yeah. Okay. So you can
Yeah.
get your teeth in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, Azula gets this bitch.
Oh yes.
This one.
The fire lizard. Yeah.
Of course.
Of course.
That's all she has.
Is it Salazzle?
It's just
Is that what
that.
it's
Azula has Salazzle and nothing else.
Fucking love that.
Powerful.
Yes.
It's extremely overleveled. Routinely
Yeah.
fucks up Zuko's entire team of 6. Despite the fact that Zuko's team is also all fire types.
Oh God, I love that so much.
Yeah. And
She might have a shiny one though. So.
I'm imagining Zuko with like just 6 Charizards.
Zuko would have just 6 fucking Charizards.
He's like, I'm the most powerful now.
this is all you need.
Why would you need anything other than 6
most-
Charizards?
Yeah.
Oh, that's really funny. I just looked up what a shiny Salazzle looks like, and they look like the fucking like Gwen Stacy Spider-Man.
Yeah, no, they do.
Oh, yeah.
They're pretty cool. Ty Lee has this guy, Mian Chao,
Oh, I love that.
I don't think I've seen this one before.
which I'm pretty sure when
Aw.
I was in I'm talking about my draft league again. One of my years of draft league, I did have an Avatar themed team, and I'm pretty
yeah.
sure
Ooh.
I had a Mian Chao named Ty Lee.
That's
Oh,
perfect.
Good.
Like just perfectly wiggly. And I had an Aggron named Toph Bei Fong, so I'm pretty sure that Toph's got to have an Aggron then.
Google image search egg Ron.
Isn't that one of the Harry Potter characters?
Yeah. Eggron Weasley. Eggron
Also-
Targaryen.
Also, she'd have one of these bitches. X-Control.
Ooh, yeah, absolutely. That's where Earthbending came from.
That's where Earthbending came from. It was this bitch. Oh yeah, Katara would also. She would have to have like a Primarina.
Ooh.
It's a fairy type that uses Moon Blast, Moon moves, Moon, Earth,
course.
Waterbending, Moon, Waterbending, Moon.
I see.
Unless
What?
that was a UA Pokemon.
UA would have a Lunatone,
True.
which is literally just the moon.
just a little
And
bit
UA
more
would
on the
also
nose.
have UA would also have a Lunala, which is also
Yeah.
just the moon.
Well, that seems a little bit boring then.
She would also have an Ursaring, which is a bear with a moon on it.
I got a sneak peek at one of Noah's questions and it was just edited suddenly. So, speaking of which, why don't we get to Noah's questions? Go ahead. Let's get started.
I can start with the really long question just to get this out of the way.
Okay.
So
Fuck. If two trains diverge in
yeah,
a wooded
so,
glen.
So put on your no distraction cap.
I mean, I've been drinking
So-
this whole time.
Okay.
Perfect.
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 That should be good. As you know, the Pokemon franchise likes to release 2 nearly identical games simultaneously and also release 2 more enhanced versions of the same games, essentially making 4 alternate versions of the same game. So, if you were tasked to release the television series Avatar: The Last Airbender in the same fashion, what adjustments would you make in the alternate versions and the 2 enhanced versions? Like, for example, you have Avatar: The Last Airbender, Fire Lord and Water Lord, and Avatar: The Last Airbender, Super Fire Lord and Super Water Lord, kind of like that. How would you change the series to adjust that sort of formula?
I feel like games where you make slight changes to Pokemon distribution and possibly one legendary aren't exactly comparable to an animated series.
Imagine that,
I
like,
have to agree.
imagine that, like, physicality and like money and labor just kind of doesn't exist.
All these things are moot.
like time, you could just kind of do anything, you know.
I feel like the best option would be to rotate the avatar cycle over by 2. So that means Aang would be an earthbender, and he would be facing the Water Lord, as you said.
So an earthbender versus the Water Lord.
And then that would be the main 2 stories, and that perfect, like, easy rotation just means that everything does get covered. All 4 elements are covered by the 2 different series. And then I think the converging series of this has to be 1, weird timeline bullshit, and 2, rather than enhanced version, which Pokemon has only really done once, Ultra Sun and Ultra
Okay.
Moon, because Black and White 2 were sequels. That would be like if I'm changing Korra around. That's a whole
Okay.
different thing. And then otherwise, they've mostly done third versions, which are some combination of the stories of the other ones.
Okay, I see.
So we would be doing Avatar series Platinum. It would be the joint
I
of those
see.
2 versions. We would have the Water and Fire Lords meeting across timelines and saying,
see.
we gotta fuck up these little kids. And then those little kids join forces in this version. I mean, I think what I just created was Pokemon Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. I think that's actually what I just created. we have the earth monster and the water monster in that one, though.
Wow, that's you really know the answer to that. I'm a great interviewer. I did a lot of drafts of questions, so I'll just ask them all like lightning round instead of just cutting
Got it.
any of them. Flareon is the only fully evolved fire type that cannot learn Solar Beam. Which fully evolved firebenders do you think cannot learn Solar Beam?
Here we go.
First of all, that is out
Yeah.
of date. Salazzle cannot also cannot learn Solar Beam, and Incineroar could also not learn Solar Beam. I think there's
Okay.
even another one in Sun and Moon that cannot learn Solar Beam, but I do not have that information in front of me right
Hey,
now.
Noah, are you taking notes? Get a fucking pen.
Okay, thank you.
And obviously Zuko can't learn Solar Beam because he does not have inner peace.
Okay.
Of
Whereas
course.
Azula knows exactly what the fuck she's about and can summon solar beams at will.
Yeah. Do you think Azula could make her Salazzle learn Solar Beam anyways?
Absolutely. She can make her Salazzle learn Solar Beam. She can do whatever the fuck she wants. Summer, can you say Solar Beam in Azula voice, please?
Salazzle, use Solar Beam.
I wish I could do Zuko voice and be like, what? Salazzle can't learn Solar Beam. Well, mine can.
Zuzu, you foolish little boy.
You foolish.
You foolish. Me smart. My Salazzle good and strong.
You are like a baby, Zuko. Zuzu.
Eat shit, Zuzu.
Aang was raised by monks and doesn't need a dad. However, do you think Mr. Mime would have been a better parent to Aang than Monk Gyatso?
Yes.
Okay.
Next question.
I will not elaborate.
If the next avatar were to be a Pokemon, which Pokemon would you choose?
Mr. Mime.
Mr. Mime.
it's just Aang's dad, Mr. Mime.
Team Rocket is really into stealing shit. If Team Rocket were in the Avatar universe, what kind of stuff would they steal?
Bending scrolls. They'd be like those bending scroll pirates.
God, I would
Sure,
love
they
to
would
see.
join those pirates.
Also, if they were in Korra, they would just go around stealing industrial waste.
Yeah.
True.
And
Oh, this is the question I saw Noah edit.
last question. Sokka's girlfriend turned into the moon. How would you feel if Stephanie turned into Lunala or Lunatone?
Just turning around to look at Stephanie. See how I'm going to consider this
Just
question.
getting a gauge.
What if Stephanie turned into Lunala or Lunatone? What if Stephanie turned into the moon?
Yeah. What would you do?
That's rough, buddy.
That's rough. She is rough.
She already is
literally her
rough,
name.
buddy.
Rough. She's Stephanie Rough, buddy.
Stephanie Rough, buddy. I feel like I'd be able to communicate with her more readily than Sokka is able to talk to the moon.
That's true.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be sort of preferable.
And they're both psychic types, so I would be able to commune with them pretty much directly, because psychic types generally are able to do something similar to that. So I'd be like, whoa, Stephanie, you're much taller and even more powerful than you already were.
Yeah.
Please kill me instantly with a moonblast.
No.
Yeah.
So obviously superior as a Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready for the pro bending round?
Pro bending. Let's bend it. Let's bend it like Beckham.
Exactly. This is where, as if we haven't already been like letting you flex your incredible knowledge about everything. This is where we ask you about things that you're good at. For example, who's that? Poke or Mon?
Okay.
God. So this is a game where I give you descriptions, and you will have to decide if it's a Pokemon or if it's the character Amon from Legend of Korra.
Okay.
The first one is yellow, looks kind of like a mouse, but with pointy ears.
That sounds like Pikachu to me. That's a Pokemon.
Ding, ding, ding.
You got it.
You got it. All right. Number 2.
Wait.
All right, next. Mysterious revolutionary who acts like he wants equality but is actually just looking for revenge.
That sounds like Mr. Mime.
No.
No,
You're
that's
close.
Amon. It's Amon.
Actually,
Actually,
it's Mewtwo.
It's Mewtwo.
Oh, dang. You got me. It's Mewtwo.
Aww. You got 1 for 2.
Dang.
Number 3. Number 3. A literal pile of garbage.
That's my fucking son you're talking about? So, Mako?
You know, I was going to say that was Amon, but Mako deserves that title way more.
it's Mako. You did it.
All right. Clue number 4, I think. Watched V for Vendetta too many times.
That is actually Thievel. I want you to look up this Pokemon if you're unaware of it. I'm going to type you its name, and I want you to look it up. And you're going to tell me that this fox has watched V for Vendetta too many times.
If it's not wearing an anonymous mask, then well.
You know?
Oh yeah, no, Thievel. Thievel is good. Thievel is what was one of my mains for a while. But you're absolutely right, and you should say it.
Yeah, that fox has watched V for Vendetta too many times. Also, he's a Guy Fawkes.
He's a Guy
He is a Guy Fawkes.
He's a Guy Fawkes.
And my last clue is a balloon that kidnaps people. Matt?
That's Drifloon, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, you cut out, so we thought you
No, I was
lost
actually
you.
just silent that whole time. I was having an existential moment thinking about all the balloons in the Avatar franchise. And I'm like, well, there's a lot of Zeppelins in Korra. Did any of those kidnap people? And then I remembered I'm a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Lots of blimps.
It was a trick question because it was so easy.
You fooled me. I've been fooled. I guess I've been the Mr. Mime this whole time.
True.
Well, it's been about half an hour since I last used the bathroom.
No. Oh, small bladder gang. How's it going, Matt? I'll just cut this out and post.
You don't have to. We could just we could talk shit about Noah and you could just put it right into the podcast.
Did you know that Noah showers every other day? That's too much.
I usually shower every day.
Wait, really?
I use it to wake up. I don't shampoo every time,
That's really impressive.
but I do at least wet my face and body most days.
That's incredible, actually. I have a lot of respect for you now. I can't even imagine.
I mean, I will get out of my pajamas that I've been wearing for 3 days, go shower, and then put those pajamas back on. So, like, the actual effects of this aren't necessarily that great, but it does help me wake up and also hydrate, because I breathe through my mouth when I sleep. This is
Okay.
something I have been unable to fix at any point in my adult life.
That's interesting.
I am always extremely dehydrated when I wake up.
Wow.
My mouth just dries right out, and so I literally hold my mouth up to the shower head like a turkey and just like let the water go in.
You water yourself in the shower?
Yeah.
That's incredible.
A thirsty little flower.
Hello?
Hello.
Whoa.
Okay. I have another game for you, Matt, if you're ready.
Okay, I'm ready.
Since you're Matt GameCube, I have a cube game here for you. Ready?
Got it.
Pick a number between 1 and 6.
4.
Oh,
Oh.
it was 5.
Dang it.
You lost.
You lost the cube game.
I lost the game.
If that wasn't clear, I rolled a dice. A die.
Yeah.
So I also wanted to. I was trying to figure out a way to construct a game, a Doge game for you, because if you want to, if you're not too tired about talking about your Doge business, I couldn't figure out a way to like combine Doge, Pokemon, and Avatar in a
That's
way.
a pretty tall order.
Yeah, the closest I could really get was like Doge and Pokemon for the Dogamon shirts that
Yeah.
we used to have.
Let's just say that Shiba Inus are quite cute.
They absolutely are.
That's true, yeah.
And I was kind of thinking like, there's a Shiba Pokemon, isn't there? And then I was like, oh no, it's a corgi. Oh.
Yeah, they have a corgi, and then it doesn't even like stay a corgi. It evolves into a completely different dog, and it sucks.
Well, that's bullshit. Fuck
You
that.
and
It sucks. It evolves into the worst, most nervous-looking dog. A dog that were like if horses were dogs.
Ew.
Ooh.
Get that
Just
out of
awful.
here. Dogs are already like on thin ice for me. Don't make it more horse-like. The fuck? I think there was I have also this Tumblr post that you sent that you said food for thought for the episode. And I have been like steeping in it for months. And it's that post that says that you need all 4 elements to what was it, to like smoke weed out of a bong.
Yeah, I think smoking weed out of a bong does indeed use all 4 elements.
Really makes you think.
Because you
I
gotta
feel
use the earth to make the glassware. The water is the bong water. The fire is the fire, and the air is the air. Everything's pretty
God damn.
self-explanatory.
So
Okay.
so we are all the avatar, or we have the potential to be the avatar. In
Literally,
that way.
smoking weed is entering the avatar state. It's canon.
Yeah. So if if Aang wanted to smoke weed out of a bong with minimal effort and like the bare minimum of like instruments, he's got the green leaf.
Yeah.
Huh?
He's got the green leaf. He chops it up with the air.
What is the green leaf? What are you talking about?
You know. Oh, you know the green leaf.
What does this have to do with
The devil's leaf. The devil's green.
Okay.
Now realizing that I don't know how bongs work. do you put it in the water like tea, or is it you?
Yeah, I'll admit I have absolutely no idea how a bong works either.
Okay, so like there's like a spot where you put all the weed,
Right.
Yeah.
and then you light the weed on fire, and
Okay.
then you are breathing, you are sucking in, and you are bringing the air through the weed, through the water, and then the smoke is coming up to you.
Why
you're
water?
Basically, you're creating pressure. I think it takes. Is it supposed to take harshness off of the weed? Steph, what are bongs for?
Nobody knows.
I don't know, they just get you, like, way more fucking high than, like, smoking otherwise. But that's not exactly what they're for.
Why is water?
Is it like sort of an analog vape?
Because I don't think you're really vaporizing. I think you're still very much just getting smoke. You can see how much I smoke weed. It's very little.
Relatable.
Yeah. It's,
Although I have
so-
smoked weed out of a bong before. And
Having no idea what it's doing.
yeah, and also did edibles the same day.
Oh man, that must have been a fun day.
I was
must have
laying
been-
on the ground and I stayed there.
Okay. So Aang chops up the weed. He gets glass from the sand. He does like Minecraft. You can burn the sand to make glass.
He does it like Minecraft.
He does it like Minecraft. He creates a bong, and he does it in the avatar state because it's really complex.
Yeah.
And
Well, yeah, because you actually need air for glass blowing as well.
okay,
True.
he does the air too. He's got the water from the air that he can just kind of like get into the bong. Then you have fire, and you light it and lit it. Get lit with.
Yeah, he gets lit.
And
Meanwhile,
yeah.
like Toph just rolls up with like 8,000 pre-rolled joints that she just made herself.
She's like, "Why are you wasting your? What the fuck are you doing?"
Sokka, of course, has his own like ancient pipe that
Of
he's
course.
held. Like it's like an ancient warrior's pipe that he found.
I literally had like a screenshot of like Sokka with pipe. I think he even because he had like that fucking like investigative
Yeah,
episode.
yeah, like that.
He had a
sort of
pipe.
like Sherlock Holmes.
Where did he
kinda
get that
look.
pipe?
You know, it's just a stick with a thing at the end. So
It's just mask rules. You can just pull
Yeah.
it out of your pockets.
Oh, how did you enjoy watching The Mask today?
God, it's bad, isn't it?
yeah, it was
Slime
it was
Man.
interesting.
It's good in its in its own ways, but it gets its morals real crossed. Like it's like, is Stan a nice guy or not? Like what it was never very clear because that's like the question of the movie, and then they never
Stanley, the main character.
Stanley Ipkiss. Also, is his name supposed to be a pun? This is a Mask podcast now.
If it is, I have no fucking idea what it is.
Stan Lipkiss. He kisses lips.
Stanipkiss. Stanabaka.
The whole movie feels like a PlayStation 1 kind of open world game where it's like explore the whole city, and it's like 3 blocks, I guess, and 1 club.
How many people's lives can you ruin in a zoot suit?
Yeah. Sure.
It's like Crazy Taxi, but instead of picking up
I was
passengers, you're
literally-
ruining people's lives.
I like heard like the Mario Kart music or
Yeah.
like the like opening like stoplight sound. Yeah, no, but like they made this whole deal about like Cameron Diaz's character was like she was like, "You're the only person who's ever seen me as a real person and not just like a pretty face or whatever." And then like
And he's going
she-
like, "Auga, auga."
Yeah. and she didn't do literally anything other than stand around for the entire movie.
She stands around and sings and dances
That's
sometimes.
it. There's like we don't know anything about her. Anyway, we can't get
We
into
can't.
this. This is not. Yeah. So Mask, it's
What
the
if
Mask.
when Zuko became the blue spirit, the mask
Oh.
attached itself to his face,
Okay.
and he was like the mask but blue?
He was blue with it.
He was.
And then he said, "What if
blue.
Zuko said smoking?"
Oh my god, that would work because he's got the fire powers.
I
And
mean,
they'd be
you
like,
can't-
"Who's this guy? It's kind of roughly the same height as the prince, but the prince isn't blue.
Yeah.
God.
You can't disprove that the blue spirit mask doesn't work that way.
Yeah, I guess I can.
So.
Do you ever see the blue spirit mask emote?
I don't.
No.
Yeah, I don't think so.
It just makes him really good at swords.
It does make him very good at swords.
So the next segment is our 20 questions. If you have your item ready.
I have my item locked and loaded.
All right, we're very excited and
Okay.
very nervous because this always goes less than ideal for us. But we love to be at the tail end, or not tail end, but the receiving end of this. So
Okay. Wan Shi Tong's fucked up eclipse sundial.
no, if you wanna fire off the first question, keeping in mind, I'm gonna actually count them this time. So
Ooh,
I mean,
exciting.
I can pull up a calculator and just do like +1.
no, I got fingers. It's
You
okay.
got fingers?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's enough fingers, dude.
It's half as many as I need. So just go ahead.
I mean, I have fingers, so that's 20.
Better be careful because I'm starting
Oh.
your questions now. Don't
Okay.
put a question
Okay,
mark on any of
okay.
those sentences.
Okay, is it in Avatar: The Last Airbender?
Yes.
No,
What?
what waste
What?
of a question.
What? It could have not been.
Oh, okay, yeah. So like, are you saying like versus Legend of Korra?
Yeah,
Okay.
or like something that's not even in the show, but related.
Yeah, I could have just made it
Closely.
looker, but I didn't.
Yeah,
Oh, that would have been evil.
yeah.
All right, fair enough. Is it alive?
No,
Is it wooden?
not sure.
No. Okay.
If my estranged father appeared back in my life and said, "Sorry for everything, here's this," would that repair the relationship?
Yes.
Damn, all right.
Okay.
Damn, I need to know what this magical elixir is.
Leading off of that, I guess it has like some sort of emotional value. Let's check the monetary value of it. So if I gave this to my landlord instead of paying rent, do you think he would just kind of accept it? If I said like this is rent for like the rest of my life, do you think that would work?
Yes.
Okay.
Damn.
Okay, this is some good shit then.
You've brought something delicious to our table.
Okay.
We are a quarter of the way through our questions.
Okay.
So let's do this better.
Hmm.
Let's try to win this one. If you had this in your lap right now, would it kill you?
Yes.
Is it explosive?
No.
That was
Oh.
awfully specific. Would it fit in the room you're sitting in?
No.
Ooh,
Ooh,
large,
it's a large one.
big boy.
Big boy. Is it a type of vessel?
No.
If I came home with this and I said, well, if I didn't, I wouldn't have it with me, obviously, in my hands. But
Okay.
but if I pointed to it outside and I said, "This is my god now. I'm worshiping it." Do you think Noah would be like, "You know what? Me too"? Or wait,
Yes.
this has to be yes. Oh, yes. Okay. Okay. This is my god now, Noah.
Oh yeah. Can you live inside it? Could I just like take all of my stuff and like a moving truck and just like stuff everything inside and this is my new home now? Can I do that?
Yes.
Inside. There's an inside element to it. What is that thing called? A tarlac?
What?
The Star Wars thing. The Star Wars thing that Luke sleeps inside of?
That's a bantha. Isn't it? No, it's not a bantha.
Wait, no.
What's the thing that Luke sleeps inside again in Star Wars?
Oh,
It's not
a
the.
tauntaun.
A
tauntaun.
tauntaun.
I should know that was the name of my friend's Ford Taurus.
Oh,
tauntaun.
terrible
And
imagery.
I thought they smelled bad on the outside.
She said the line.
Thanks, Stephanie. But it's not alive. Well, neither is the tauntaun, to be
That's
fair. Let's see. It's not a vessel. Big, large, big, worshipable,
Worshipable, big,
inside.
dead.
Well,
I mean, it's non-living.
we're not sure about the woodness of it. The woodiness.
Possibly woody.
The grain might be bird's eye maple or not wood at all. Does it exist in the spirit world at all?
Depends.
Okay. Is this thing like always moving around to like different places?
No.
It goes around? It doesn't go around.
Stationary. Okay.
I'll give you one.
Ooh.
It moves once.
Moves.
Once? You
may
may move
once.
Understood. Wait, I don't understand that at all. Wait, what? What the fuck? Once? Something that moves once. What is something that moves once? Name anything that moves once.
Wait, you said it wasn't explosive, right?
It is not.
So it can't move that way, I guess.
But
Oh.
did we lose Matt?
Bye, Matt.
We lost Matt.
Sorry, I'm back.
Hey, Matt.
I was clicking around in Discord as I am wont to do. And one of my Discords has the voice channel in just the absolute worst spot, and I always click it by accident.
Oh.
Oopsies. But I think you're onto something with the fact that it must be like some kind of state change.
What if I no-scope this?
Are you that confident?
No, but what if I did it anyways?
You could try.
You could go. Wait. This will sacrifice the rest of the game. Are you willing to do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
It went too long last time. I mean, the time before that.
And every time since and before.
Is it the secret library?
More specific.
Oh. Okay, you can go.
More specific than that. Okay. Well, so that counts as Noah's question. Is it a specific section of the library?
Yes.
How the fuck did we get so close all of a sudden?
Well,
Because I think we have like 2 questions left, so.
yeah. I was thinking, like, if it moves once, maybe it just gets destroyed. But the only places that get destroyed in Avatar are that fire temple and that
Your
library.
brain is so huge.
I have the biggest brain. I work out at the library.
Oh, this one?
That secret library.
Well, then you should be familiar with the ins and outs of it.
Yeah.
So what is this?
Such as, is it the planetarium?
Yeah.
Oh, we did
Holy
it.
shit, we
Damn.
actually got it in 20 questions.
Did we? I wasn't counting.
We got it, yes, we did.
I was referring to it in my head as like Wan Shi Tong's fucked up eclipse sundial, but I guess planetarium is more what it actually is. The main hint should be: is it in the spirit world? Depends, because it moves to the spirit world in the episode that they visit the library.
You're right.
I didn't know it moved to the spirit world.
Yeah, we'll be at that episode
Soon.
soon.
I think you only officially learned that in Korra.
God, that's so
Wow.
good. That was a perfect choice. Yeah. Oh my God, I can't believe. Good job, Noah.
Thanks.
So smart.
I have another question for you, Matt. What are your cabbages?
Zesty City, Papa Joe's Stop and Go, Canada Chat, Peagot, City Girls Make Do, Alberta Advantage, Pokemon Draft League 2K19, Henry
no.
Kissinger's Pokemon Going to Die, Tuning Fork, Poke Engine, Radish, Video Game Choo Choo, Cool Kids 2, Noise Space, Middlebrow Madness, My Pod Cabbages.
Wow, such a nice, tailored, small number of cabbages that you have there.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you that is not even half of my cabbages. Those are just the ones that are on the screen.
My cabbages are, I clicked a cabbage once, and then I didn't interact with the cabbages, and now it's there, and I don't feel like getting rid of the cabbages.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
My cabbages are St. Pepsi, Home, Henry Kissinger's Pokemon Going to Die, City Girls Make Do, My Pod Cabbages, Noise Space, Tuning Fork,
This is great plugging.
Periodic Jackson Package, C418, Square Enix Music, Art Oasis, Online Talkbox, and Summer's Site.
Beautiful.
What are your cabbages, Summer?
My cabbages are mostly the same. I'll just share my unique cabbages.
Yes,
Your
share some
unique
unique
cabbages.
cabbages.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need repetitive cabbages.
Yeah, like those purple cabbages, you know?
I believe one of my unique cabbages, the stick, Jurgenet, Squad of Greed, Where Ravens Rest, Animal Crossers, Right Carrot Adventure Period, Pub Devs, Nintendo, Redacted API, Widgetbot.io, IO. Those are some fresh cabbages.
Those are some good
Never
cabbages.
before eaten.
I didn't actually know that there was a St. Pepsi cabbage, so I'll have to check that out later.
I have no idea what that is.
I do love me the taste of a Pepsi cabbage.
Disgusting.
Oh, it's just like you get the cabbages and you just mix you chop them all up and you throw them in a bag and then you just pour an entire 2 liter of Pepsi on it.
Oh, and a
It's like
cabbage
pissy
actually
shitties.
a cabbage actually comes out of that. It doesn't just dissolve.
Yeah. Then you gotta like kind of heat it up and put a little lemon on it.
Yeah,
You got
just some boiled Pepsi,
Yeah.
Oh, gross.
hot
No.
Pepsi.
It's like the vegan version of that really cursed post that was going around for a while.
Yeah, you know.
Do you mean
You
pissy
know.
shitties,
Wait, is that the same thing?
where you pour the Pepsi onto the popcorn?
Oh no, it was much worse than that.
Oh, good. I'm happy. I'm excited to see what post this could possibly be. I need to find it now.
Yeah.
I'll share it, but what's the word? Not happily.
Got it.
Oh yeah, I guess so. Yeah, just some plugs then. Let's see. Where can people find me? I'm on Twitter at Stellar Ghost. You can find me at my website, summergeist.com. Everything is there if you want to find it all in one place. The other thing I want to plug is my album. Had I even released my full album by the last episode?
No.
By the
think I
last
just had the
episode, I don't
single
even
out.
think you'd started recording the album yet.
I don't think
I think you're
no,
right.
I think last episode was like in April and you started the album in like May.
Yeah.
So
Wait, March, April.
Wait, no.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
started at the end of April. or
Anyway,
something.
I have an album out now.
Yeah.
And not only is it out on Bandcamp, but it's also out on Spotify. There's a Bandcamp Revenue Day coming up. I'm going to go ahead and just donate all of the proceeds on that day to some Black Lives Matter kind of activist stuff. So if you want to go ahead and do that, that's cool. Otherwise,
I believe
just
it's
go ahead
June
and-
5th, so this coming Friday. So
Yeah.
Okay.
episode better be out by then.
Oh, it will. I promise. But yeah, it's also available for streaming now on Spotify, Apple Music, all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
So, yay. How
Yeah.
about you, Noah?
You can find me at linktr.ee/geist. So linktree/geist. I think it's linktr.ee. I'm just like at owldude on Twitter and Tumblr, and I have a new Bandcamp release. It's old now, of KK Slider singing
Oh,
the
yeah.
Breaking Bad remix.
Can't believe I already
quite
forgot
good.
about that.
Yeah, I'll also be donating for Bandcamp Revenue Day. I might have a new song out, but my headphones just sort of snapped
But I fixed them.
a little bit. They're fixed.
You don't have
They're-
like 8 pairs of headphones just like lying
I-
around the apartment.
I do have. I actually have like 20 pairs of headphones because Summer took a bunch from the airplanes.
I did steal
and stuff.
Oh, Oh, fuck the airlines, by the way. I can finally say that.
Which one specifically?
All of them.
Oh, okay. Are you familiar with one of them?
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay. I might have a new song for Revenue Day, but I'll see if this glue works on my headphones so I actually be able to finish it. I think that's all my plugs. What do you have anything to plug, Matt?
I'm Matt. I have a podcast network called Noisespace.xyz. Because you might
have
be
heard of it.
familiar because that's where this is. We're currently like rebuilding the website, which has been I hate
A
web design.
process. Yeah.
I hate web design more than anything in my life. All the feeds are moved to Pinecast now, so they're all like hosted there. So like people who have shows on Noisespace will have like, analytics and won't have to post through WordPress. I will have to show you how to post later.
Please do.
Yeah.
It's much easier.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear
it's-
that.
It's so nice.
That made my day.
And additionally, you can have episode level artwork. So if you want to put little doodles up with your episodes, they can be attached to a specific episode and it'll show that as your art for that episode.
Oh, that
Ooh,
rules.
that's good.
So that's one of the main advantages. And yeah, building the website is fun because the website is still WordPress. It's just that's not where the feeds are going to be anymore.
Right.
And it's a nightmare. So I'm right
Okay.
back to that when I'm done here today. I have podcasts on this network like Henry Kissinger's Pokemon Going to Die, Elite Full Restore, Tuning Fork. I got Giants Confirmed, and those are the ones that actually update.
Matt, you're so busy. Didn't you record a podcast today? Was it Fear
I
Baiting?
also did record. I am on an episode of Fear Baiting that will be out roughly around the same time that this one comes out.
Incredible.
Wow.
So powerful.
All right.
We watched the movie Dude Bro Party Massacre 3.
What the fuck
I've
is
never
that?
heard of that.
That sounds amazing.
It was something. It was something, all right.
That's good. Fear Baiting is like a horror movie watch show. But yeah, it's good. I don't like horror movies, but the podcast is definitely listenable for all peoples.
It's a good podcast.
Is there anything else that you wanted to get in?
Fuck cops.
Fuck
Yeah,
cops.
fuck cops.
Hey, fuck cops.
Damn.
You could almost say that they're all bastards.
That's
I
the
think you could
overwhelming
fully say
energy
that.
that's the overwhelming energy
Yeah.
that Noise Space is putting out this month is fuck
Yeah.
cops. I mean, City
Absolutely.
Girls does end every episode with it,
That
As
is
we
true.
all should, yeah.
as we all should.
Welcome to Fuck
Oh
Cop
yeah,
seasons
Noah, you were
of-
on City Girls since the
I was
last
on City
time.
Girls. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I was on City Girls.
That's true. Listen to City Girls Make Do.
last
Listen to City Girls
episode.
Make Do.
Fucking
Yeah.
good podcast. Yeah. And Noah's episode's really good.
Thank you.
Hell yeah.
They're
I
all
still-
really good.
I still haven't finished it.
It's
Listen
good.
Back to it, see if it was okay.
That's podcasting, gamers.
Yeah,
is
that's
podcasting.
That's podcasting.
Does anyone have any good cabbage based humor?
Cabbage beans.
It's an old tradition here. Now it's been maybe 3 years since we did that every time, but
Well, I got one.
okay.
I angered my German neighbor. He sure was a sauerkraut.
Yeah. Okay.
A cabbage. Is that anything?
A cabbage.
A cabbage.
A cabbage.
cabbage.
A cabbage.
Cabbage.
Can you just put some like fuck cops into the cabbages that usually ends the show? Like just get like a good sample of someone saying fuck cops and just like
Yeah.
layer it in there.
Why don't you give us a good fuck cops?
Yeah.
Fuck cops.